Welcome, everybody, to episode 240 of The China Show, the real China Show.
240 is an area code, and it belongs to Washington, D.C. Shout out to D.C., shout out to Maryland.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let us know in the chat / in the comments if you're watching from D.C. or Maryland.
Yeah. Fantastic. So we're going to saunter right into it today with what's new.
Yes.
This is where we talk about everything that's new, specifically with regards to China. And we thought we'd start out with something that's quite absurd.
You know, people make like life hack videos or like videos about how, like almost like a PSA, like a self-made PSA. Mm-hmm. This one is a PSA for something that is very necessary for people in China, and it's going to seem absurd to you as a viewer.
Yes.
Let's see.
All right, so let's take a quick look at what we've got over here. This guy drives his car off the road.
On purpose.
This, by the way, is called an X road, which is a country road in China. They're always like this, like a concrete road. Mm-hmm. They're quite narrow, and this is definitely a problem. There are never any barriers on the side. Don't do what this man is showing you.
Yes. Which is funny because it's made to tell people to do this.
Yes.
We are saying do not do this. Because you're about to see do that.
Yeah, because it's very possible the car will fall on you.
Yes, it's already teetering.
Yes.
You are not going to survive that.
No, it's bad. But he's showing, his whole point is like, oh, I can't push it back on. What he did there.
Yes.
The car's teetering and he's like, come, pull this towards me.
Fall on me, please.
Yeah, please. You'll fall on me, okay? I'm sorry.
It's not satire.
You'll follow me, okay?
Exactly.
You follow me.
Yeah, you'll fall on me, okay?
It leaves all the trash there.
I know, it's terrible.
That was a PSA. That wasn't satire. It wasn't parody.
No,
that was like how to get yourself out of the situation.
It's like clever life hack type thing that you find on the Chinese internet.
It's very relevant. We would never show you this out of context. There is a very serious reason that we're showing you this right now.
Yeah.
And that is because, first of all, how common this is.
This is just one of those country roads, an X road, and this is the kind of thing that happens. It's like, whoop. Poor guy. And then, of course, you can always expect to be helped up by your fellow man in China. Not.
The guy, I love that the guy stopped.
Yeah.
Doesn't get out of the way for the poor guy on the tricycle.
Yeah.
Makes him go around, falls, looks at him, and then drives away.
Correct. Yes.
It was like malicious.
It was malicious. This photo I took myself, okay? And you can see it's also an X-road. You can see the concrete, down there.
Yeah.
And this dude just like wasn't paying attention and went right off the road. But there's something else I want you to see about this picture.
Yeah.
Look at his license plate. Right. This is kind of common. Yeah. Just obscure the license plate with either a CD or, in this case, a magazine.
Yeah, CD was the way back in the day.
A magazine or something. Because, the thing is, all of the traffic enforcement in China is through cameras.
Yes.
So if you obscure your license plate, you know what? You're kind of okay. Because they're not, even if the cops see that, they won't chase you.
So a friend of mine said that he was with a Chinese friend who was into like racing and stuff. Yeah. They were driving on like a toll road and they pulled off because they had car problems, right? And the guy had what he had done was he had taken like paper towels and had wetted them so that they kind of blend it. They look like they could be part of the number, but it obscures the number enough to where the camera doesn't pick it up.
So he put paper mache on his.
Kind of like paper mache, okay. But it kind of like makes it because the characters are white on the plate.
Yeah.
It kind of warps the whiteness of that, so that it didn't come out on the cameras or whatever. Anyway, a cop showed up while they were broken down.
Oh no!
Pointed it out, and he didn't do anything about it. But he said, "Take that off right now."
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem, though. If you are broken down or you're caught in a roadblock, you can get into serious trouble.
Yeah.
But if you're just driving around and a cop sees you, they're not going to chase you.
No.
That's my point. Yeah.
You're
Anyway,
true.
I helped this guy out and made sure he was okay, but he'd already phoned a friend. He had help coming on the way. And he was totally okay. But it's a very common thing for cars to leave the road. And that's why.
On those X-roads,
that's why you get these kind of PSAs coming out.
But it's that common.
Yeah, but that's pretty dangerous and you wreck your car even more. So what's the point?
Yes.
All right, let's move on. Okay, so I'm going to take the volume down a little bit. Okay, this is a video that's going around on the Chinese internet.
The pregnancy test?
Yeah. They find out and they're very happy. Let's see how they celebrate. I love how they celebrate.
Hold on, pause.
What?
Let's poll.
Oh.
Isn't this a perfect poll?
What are we going to poll?
What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I mean, how do you poll? Because you need to give them options.
Let's be general about the poll. Pain, disgust, or happiness.
Okay.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, pain, disgust, or happiness. All right, up to you guys to decide what what happens. Like, during their celebration.
Yeah, so vote now. We're going to see who wins. Is it going to be pain? Is it going to be disgust? Or is it going to be happiness? Because it's a pregnancy test. All three of these things could technically happen.
Correct.
I'm going to say only one of them does in this video.
Yeah.
And we like to see what you vote on.
All right. How many votes are we going to go for here?
Let's go for 1,000.
Okay. 1,000 votes? That's a lot.
We're already almost there.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Relax.
All right.
A bunch of votes just disappeared. Up, and then they jumped up.
All right.
Okay,
what do we got?
vote. It's anonymous. We don't know who voted for what. We just see the results.
Yes. So please vote. Do you think it's going to be pain? What is it? Disgust or happiness?
Pain, disgust, or happiness. Remember, pregnancy test, woman's busting it out. Could be a reaction thing to show her husband. Who knows, right? Mm-hmm. But there is a serious consequence.
Yes.
And it might be pain, it might be disgust, and it could be happiness.
Yeah.
We're almost there. Rounding out the votes.
Okay.
We are rounding out the votes here at 800 votes. Coming up on 900 votes now.
We could do it.
Right now, pain is winning at 44%.
Well, let's just call it, shall we? Since that's not going to be overtaken.
There's just so much hype right now. We're piling in the votes. People are putting in the chat. Disgust, pain, sorrow. Could be sorrow, but
sorrow's not in there.
Yeah, we didn't put sorrow in there.
Yeah. All right, guys.
It's just terrible.
Yeah. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay.
Don't do it.
No,
because it will.
Sorrow has nothing to do with this. Now, come on. Let's move on.
Okay. We are coming up on 1,000 votes in 3, 2, 1, and we are at pain.
Okay, pain.
With 45%. Disgust at 32% and happiness at 22%.
Okay, let's take a look, guys. All right, here we go.
Isn't it true that you think you're better than us, but you're afraid that one day the Wu-Tang will overtake you?
Again, one more time.
Okay. Isn't it true that you think you're better than us, but you're afraid that one day the Wu-Tang will overtake you?
Okay. It's just too good. It's just too good.
Can we freeze frame it there before we get into sadness and horrible atrocities?
Yeah.
Just right there where it goes in.
Sure.
Can you try to freeze it on that one part? You know what's funny is she almost looks like she sees it. Oh, she probably does see it in
of course, because they're like live streaming it.
Oh, okay, I see. She pulls out the dog from under her shirt. Like she's pregnant.
Pregnant.
Yeah. That's the joke, I guess.
Is
that actually she's not pregnant and they just have a little dog.
Yeah.
I think that's
maybe. Or they're just celebrating that she's pregnant.
It's like, it's
either way, that's pretty funny.
Dump dog.
Dump dog.
It's kind of like dump bear.
Yeah, we've got a dump bear. Where is that? Dump bear is coming up. All right, guys.
So fast.
Yeah, it is. That's what makes it
I just want to read some of this. You made me barf. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love you guys' reactions were priceless. I want you to think about that for a second. What that would be like, right?
As long as you don't reflex swallow. I think that's okay.
Remember the guy that spit in the other guy's mouth? You know, it's weird. This is gross, but somehow that was worse.
That is worse.
Why though? It's his dog shit.
Yeah, but
you could die.
It's cleaner than human spit.
What? Dog shit is like tapeworms and shit in it.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Like 70% of them.
True. Oh, well, yeah. Anyway, it's time for us to move on. Okay, we're going to show you something.
You'd have dreams about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, yeah.
We have to move on. We're going to show you an instructional video now. This
dog shit is cleaner than human spit. What? You're like, what are you talking about?
Hey, I've got theories.
What is that?
I got theories.
That is nonsense. Okay, I'm getting serious.
Depends on the human.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We have to get super serious.
Remember the pluck? Yes. Anyway, this is unfortunately something that's now a common thing in China. We wanted to show you this.
This is insane.
Okay, so we get out of here so you can see.
I translated this so you guys can just read the subtitles.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to pause it over.
No.
如果一辆车疯狂地在朝我行驶，那我马上趴在地上，能成功吗？不能成功。可不可以这样做？不可以。为什么？转弯会压到我们，跳起来，让车从我的身下开过去，然后我再落地，这样可以吗？可以。 为什么不可以啊？你跳得不够高，所以你跳起来的结果是会被车直接撞得飞起来更远，更加危险，不能做。那么我转头疯狂的跑吧，逃离吧，可以吗？不可以。啊，因为车比我们的速度要更快，对吗？我们接下来让这辆车追我试一下。我看到车了，我向一侧跑。如果这辆车它向我冲撞，目标是我的话，它改变方向的速度仍然比我跑的速度要快，对吗？那么正确的应该是怎么样的？当这辆车向我疯狂的行驶，准备向我撞击的时候，注意看我要怎么做。注意看，向车辆斜后方进行逃离。跑。
So, okay, let's have a little discussion about this. This is obviously, they're at the fire station / police / safety course for the kids, but they are being told how to avoid murderous drivers that are trying to run you over.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, we learned traffic safety, right? And it's like, look right, left, right again.
Yeah.
Before you cross the road, how to obey the street signs and that type of thing. Not if a guy's trying to run you over, what do you do?
Right. And then all the scenarios about like, no, if you do this, he will, if his goal is to kill you, then he's still gonna kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're having to teach this to kids.
Little kids.
You know what the craziest thing about this is this has become such an insane problem in China, such a pervasive problem. In fact, a daily problem. That there are mass killings and mass attacks with vehicles every single day. I said this in something I was working on. You remember the Toronto 2018 van attack, right?
Yeah, it was devastating.
That equivalent, or worse, is happening every day in China right now.
Every day.
It's insane, but this is the
far more
craziest
fatalities.
This is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
This video, where props to the firemen and props to these guys teaching these kids this stuff. It's necessary.
It's necessary, but it shows you how bad it is if this is necessary.
The problem is they don't know why they're learning this.
Yeah.
Because this stuff isn't even being broadcast on the Chinese internet or on the news.
Yeah.
So there's all these programs springing up and PSAs and getting these people to learn this stuff. Like this is on state media. This is on People's Daily.
See. Yeah.
But nobody knows why.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's like being told, oh, you got to learn how to, duck and cover.
Yeah.
But for no reason. They don't tell you why. They're like, oh, if you see a bright flash, duck and cover.
Yes.
By the way, it's bad because, like you see in America, they have to teach kids how to react in a school shooting.
Yeah.
Like if you hear gunshots, lock the doors and do this and that, all this. Then it's a big enough problem in society. So when you see this in China, it's a big enough problem in society.
Exactly.
You can't hide it.
The difference is when the school shootings in America happen, they're on everybody's newsfeed, on breaking news, prime time, so you can identify where and when.
Yeah.
Those statistics go into statistics so that they can be accountable and try to do something about it going forward.
Yeah.
And in China, they have these random PSAs about how to avoid crazy drivers, and there's not even any news about what's happening.
Yeah.
All these copycat attacks.
Every time there's a massive thing, they always make an excuse like the driver was drunk
or
had a medical emergency or whatever, or they downplay it or they just don't show it.
Does this not confirm it's not that?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the guy says
he says if they want to run you over, they're going to hit you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
速度要快，对吗？那么正确
we decided to, because we tell you it happens every day, blah, blah, blah. We're like, okay, we're going to have to be a bit more, what's the word? We need something more demonstrable.
Yeah.
Demonstrative. It sounds bad. It sounds like you're a demon or something. Yeah. We're going to demonstrate, okay?
车辆斜后方进行逃
Be
离
a。demon be doing this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the fact that he has to teach these kids run.
It's sad, but it's also necessary.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, this is just... Yeah. Dude's playing...
Maybe some of these attacks are not malicious.
Maybe people are just playing League of Legends on their phone or whatever.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Ripping through lights.
Yeah.
On the other side of things, there's also knife attacks.
Yeah, now we're not going to cover knife attacks today, okay? But what you see is a lot more training. As you can see, these guys have their... What is with the sound?
I didn't add that. That is from the Chinese internet.
Okay, do you guys want to listen to the sound?
Yes, I left it in on purpose.
Okay, we're going to watch this with the sound, okay?
Very serious. serious topic. We'll work it up a little bit. These are the drills to keep knife attackers away. Yeah. Because it's out of control. China's nuts dangerous right now. What is this soundtrack?
It's terrifying.
It actually is.
It's terrifying. Anyway, they're doing these drills because they're having a lot of these terrible knife attacks.
Yes.
And those yoke-looking things are basically to pin people down to the ground, and keep attackers with knives at arm's length.
Sure.
So they can't reach you. So they're doing all these drills. It's quite common, right?
Got that chair. Just before we get into this very, very important timeline, I want you guys to like the video and like the stream, please. It would help out a lot. Thank you very much.
That'd be great. Now, what's happening over here is you got a bunch of people, and look, we're trying to get down to the core root of these problems. Why are we seeing so many of these attacks recently? Yes. These are migrant workers that are working for, what's the name of this place?
It's this alcohol factory.
It's an alcohol factory.
Hubei, Tianjin Garden Liquor.
Garden Liquor, yeah, okay. So they're standing on the roof. What they're doing is they're demanding their wages. These are migrant workers. They've apparently been up there for 8 days.
Wow.
This, by the way, this footage is from yesterday. Mm-hmm. So it's not like some old thing. It's yesterday. And this is a big issue. The economy is really struggling, and a lot of people are not being paid their wages, and a lot of people are very unhappy. The unemployment in the youth is massive. People are losing a lot of money.
A good way to put this is that China is trying to, their greatest fear is that society spirals out of control, right?
Yeah.
And the problem is that when they hide data all the time, they think if they hide economic figures, if they hide unemployment, and they hide that people aren't getting paid, even like we heard up in Jilin, police officers are not getting paid.
Yeah.
In certain areas. Mm-hmm. If they hide all this information, they censor it, then no one will know that it's that bad, and therefore society won't unravel. The problem is you can censor and hide things, but society's still going to unravel because those problems still exist.
Correct.
Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not going to affect you.
Correct.
Right?
So...
But this is, you could copy and paste this around the country in many circumstances.
Oh, absolutely. So we have a map here to show you. We're going to show you some incidents that have happened over the past couple of weeks, a little bit more than a week. And you can see the scope, okay? This map shows you
Southeast West.
All the different places that these incidents have happened. Again, it's not like it's a single poor area of the country or a single area that's having some issues. It's the whole country.
Main cities.
Yeah, big cities all over. So we thought we'd just start with some basic things.
By the way, this could have been a breaking episode. This is a big one. This is very important.
Yeah. But before we do, and before we get into the meat of it, we're going to show you a timeline. We've got a word from a fantastic company that we work with.
Yes. So I ditched my other supplements for AG1 years ago, and that is because I don't want to take a ton of pills every day, trying to cover my nutritional bases. And let's be honest, I don't have the time to try and make sure I'm eating all my macros and all my nutrients every single day from my diet.
I don't even know what a macro and a nutrient is.
Exactly.
Well, I know what a nutrient is.
So that is why we are very happy to drink AG1.
Correct.
AG1 tastes good. It's easy. It takes seconds to mix in a glass, and we are covered for our nutritional basis for the entire rest of the day. It's the easiest thing you can do, the healthiest thing you can do in under 30 seconds.
Yep.
Right. Why is it important to support your gut health? Because AG1's super good for your gut health, right? It actually will have an effect on your energy levels. I felt more energy. I feel
Gets rid of
better.
brain fog?
Yes. I mean, for us at least.
Yeah.
I recover quicker from when I exercise. It's fantastic. I absolutely love AG1. This is something we've been drinking for years now.
Yeah.
It's something we won't stop drinking. It's just such an important part of our daily diet.
Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't do without it.
So this holiday season, try AG1 for yourself or even gift it to someone special. It's the perfect time to focus on supporting your body with an easy and surprisingly delicious daily health drink. I know you're going to try to sing George Michael there.
No,
okay,
I'm good.
Okay, good.
I'm good for now.
That's why we've been partnering for AG1 for so long. Every week of November, AG1 will be running a special Black Friday offer for a free gift with your first subscription, so make sure you get that now.
Yep.
In addition to the welcome kit and vitamin D3 plus K2. So be sure to check out drinkag1.com/ADV to see what gift you can get this week. It's really fun.
Yes.
That's drinkag1.com/ADV to start your holiday season off on a healthier note while supplies last. Get it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Cool. I'm kind of liking these natural scenes over here.
Yeah, we can move on now. It's cool.
Sure?
Yeah, I think everyone understands, and it's a fantastic product, and we don't need to. I do like the natural scenes.
You know, those like.
Because I don't want to go back into the horrible topic.
No, of course, but those nice icy mountains remind me of Coors Light.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's related. Anyway, Bai Cheng Jilin.
Yeah, so we're going to start in Jilin.
Let's get sad again.
Yeah, this is on November 18th. So we're going all the way back to November 18th, okay, because we got to start somewhere. A brand new ice rink that had just been completed, the roof collapsed.
Drag.
You know, here's the problem. And the people that were commenting on this particular incident were saying, you know, at least let the snow come so they can blame it on like heavy snow.
Yeah, so the Chinese netizens were like, they don't even have an excuse now because it didn't even snow.
Thankfully, according to reports, no one was inside.
Okay, good.
But I mean, seriously though, like that's just luck. It's an ice rink. That's where kids are going to go. That's where families are going to go.
Yeah.
You got a massive ice rink.
I got ice rinks.
Yeah, imagine you're in there. It's a brand new building. You don't expect it to fall on your head.
No.
Very dangerous. But, you know, luckily it's okay. But that's just corruption and shortcuts, of course.
And this stuff's happening all the time. And it's so bad, dude.
Yeah. Bring that down a little. So that was the 18th. By the way, you know, when putting this timeline together, guys. All right, let me take that down. When I was putting this timeline together, I specifically did not include any stabbing incidents, of which there have been many, many.
Oh, many.
Yeah.
We can't show that.
No,
Nor do we want to.
Yeah. Anyway, in Xiamen, in Fujian, the next day, this happened, and we wanted to talk about this last week.
Yes.
This is crazy. So everybody knows the FIFA World Cup, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like soccer.
Yes.
Or football, depending on how civilized you are. Okay? So anyway.
Uncivilized myself.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're insinuating soccer is the uncivilized way to say.
No, it could be football.
Could be.
You know, like, have you thought about this? Like, you know, football hooligans? You never hear soccer hooligans, do you?
I think we would say that here, yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
In reference to them.
Oh, okay, interesting. Anyway, moving on. There's a pre-qualifier thing for between China and Japan.
Yep.
And this Japanese fan from Japan, he's Japanese, was wearing his Japan jersey.
As you do.
Yeah.
He's a big soccer fan.
And so he's walking near the venue, and all of a sudden, this massive crowd, they thought he might be Chinese.
Yeah.
Wearing a Japanese jersey. So they started shouting traitor at him. Okay?
This poor guy.
I'll play it.
All this whole crowd is ganging up on him because he's wearing a Japanese jersey, but they think he's Chinese.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Because they think he's Chinese.
But they're swearing at him. They're saying, F your mom, F you, you know, you traitor, all this kind of stuff. But then it starts to get out of hand.
This poor guy. The cops have to escort him.
Yeah. I mean,
oh my God!
Do you see that? It's literally a mob. They're about to lynch this poor guy.
Dude!
Yeah.
What the heck? I didn't know there's that many people. I haven't watched this.
It's like 1,000 odd people or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Shows you how out of hand in China. Because nationalism, they've done this on purpose, right? The government's stoked to this on purpose.
Yeah. Now look, they've ripped his hat off. Now.
That crowd is huge. Just for this one guy?
Yeah.
They organized a march?
Yeah.
A long march over here.
Yep. It gets worse, though.
Please give us a like if you're watching the stream. Thank you. Drop a like for this guy, this poor guy.
Yeah, this poor guy.
Drop a like for him.
So, okay, here's...
This is crazy.
Yeah. So they've got him cornered in this tent.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This lone fan.
Yeah. Look what they're doing to him, the cops. They got a better angle.
Oh, now the cops turning on him.
Yeah.
They're ripping his shirt off. Maybe to help him, to be fair.
I mean, here's the thing. I understand what's going on, but look, now the police are forcefully, or, you know, the security guards, whatever, they're forcefully ripping his jersey off. Look.
I believe that's against the rules.
Yes.
Of FIFA.
Yeah. Take a look.
Oh, and he's trying to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, they're forceful.
Yeah. being like apologetic.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, okay? What if he wasn't wearing a shirt underneath? They'd just strip him naked, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
he's a man.
But of course, here's my issue with this: is I understand the cops realize this is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
If they don't de-escalate the situation, I mean, basically, there's going to be a murder.
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
maybe take the sacrificial lamb is take the shirt and throw it to the wolves. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So
can tear it apart.
they realize the shirt's what's causing this, so they're going to have to remove it. But at the same time, what kind of a ridiculous situation when you're having an international qualifier, okay?
Yeah.
Why is it that you're not allowed to wear your team's shirt? Only in China is that like acceptable, you know?
No.
You know, it's not like that. It's just that is incorrect.
No.
Yeah. So just to show you, hopefully, because this does go against the FIFA rules, you are
apparently
supposed
you
to
can't take away someone's jersey if they're supporting a team.
Yeah,
right?
you're allowed to wear the jersey of your team.
Yeah.
You know, you're not allowed to be banned from wearing the jersey of your team. But in China, you know,
They won't. By the way, they won't hold China accountable for this at all.
but even the police here, the police are the ones taking the jersey off the guy.
They won't be held accountable.
Yeah.
No one will.
It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. This is a product of their own doing.
Yeah.
Well, if it isn't the fruits of my labor.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Changde in Hunan. Okay, the next day, November 19th.
I don't think we have any
so
more.
the same
I don't
day.
think we have any more like nice, not nice, but like not horrible stuff.
I censored everything,
Okay,
okay? This is horrific. You can see this is a middle school, and they're all crowded. You can see the massive crowd up there. They're all crowded getting into the school, and we had a Revenge Against Society attack. I have blocked it out, blurred it out.
There's a beggar there.
Yeah, that was a beggar.
Isn't this horrifying?
Yeah, so basically...
Kids are screaming help, by the
Yeah,
way.
they're screaming help. A car actually drove through a crowd, knocked down a whole bunch of students, actually knocked the bollards out of the way. You saw there were bollards there, did a U-turn, went back the way he came.
This is happening all over the country. Remember that map we showed
Yeah.
you?
Now you're wondering
All
why they
over.
have those, you know, PSAs on how to avoid a car. It's because it's happening, because it's
all
real.
over the place.
Absolutely horrific. Yeah. I suppose a silver lining is, you know, obviously I had to watch all this footage and get all this material. There's one silver lining here is that the crowd ripped the guy out of the car and beat the absolute shit out of him.
Nice.
So, you know, like,
Nice. That's
that's
good.
the one silver
wish we
lining.
could have showed that
Yeah,
part.
I would have loved to have shown that. Yeah.
Isn't that
Anyway.
insane though?
Yeah.
Like, don't take that lightly. That
No.
was a car on purpose trying to run over children.
Yeah,
at
middle school children, yeah. You know, this is unfortunate. Anyway, you know, I covered in a video of mine, and recently you all know about this massive attack that happened in Zhuhai around that sports stadium. Remember? Where like 35 people were instantly killed and another 40-something were injured, whatever. Like, it's probably more, but it was a massive thing.
Yeah.
The next day in Zhuhai, there was another car attack, which we're not going to cover here. But there's something interesting that I did want to show everybody, is that on the 21st, people were posting photos of this. Now, along the main coastal stretch, you've been there, I've been
Yep.
there many times, they are now erecting bollards, right?
Everyone in the chat was saying, "What the f is a bollard?"
That's a bollard,
Now,
you don't know?
I think most people don't know what a bollard is.
What do you call it?
No, I know,
Okay,
but I probably know from here.
maybe. I'd look it
know?
up. What do you call it?
I think it doesn't have a word.
It's definitely got a word.
I'm not criticizing.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
trying to
it's
say
like
just
weird.
explain what it is so that people
Yeah.
know, especially the listeners. They're not going to know. It's a short, thick post at the end of a ship, a deck of a ship, or on a wharf, or a short post used to divert traffic from. Yeah, it's British English, dude.
Okay, so what is the American English version of it?
That's why people are getting confused. In American English, a bollard is a short, thick post. Yeah,
What?
see, I don't think we have a specific word for it.
Well, I mean, do you not have these in America?
Not usually.
Really?
Not usually.
I've seen them outside of like Target or whatever.
Oh, have you?
And there's like
Okay.
a round, you know. It's
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I've seen them.
Yeah, it just says, yeah, that's definitely British English.
Oh,
we just
okay.
say a post, some sort of post.
Yeah, but I mean, what is that like? International Post, like Express Post?
That's British English. If we don't say that, you never say post here. Post doesn't mean mail.
Oh, you
here.
mean mail? Oh, really?
Yeah.
You
No
saw-
one will know what that
I
means.
guess you don't have a postman then.
If you say, they would know what that
You
is.
could
from
stand
old,
there like, you know, old, like,
Yeah.
you know, like a man looks like a post.
Yeah.
Don't leave your
Anyway,
post.
let's go. Let's
Sorry.
go. A
So-
barrier. We say barrier.
Oh, you say a
That's right.
barrier?
Yes, barricade and barrier. That's right.
But a barrier, it implies
Dude,
that
there's no
it's...
argument here.
Okay,
You're
all right.
arguing against the audience
right.
didn't know what you're saying.
Maybe people can learn a new word, then a bollard.
I knew it, but I don't know why I know it.
See what my hand's almost grabbing, but then it like
That's a
disappears?
bollard.
My hand is disappearing into the bollard.
There you go. People will never forget because of that magic.
Yeah, it's like
They
it's a
won't.
magic trick. Ooh, what's inside this bollard? It's my hand. Sorry.
What are we talking about? I just wanted to explain it. Come on.
Okay, sorry. So as you can see, they've put bollards, and they obviously haven't finished yet because you can see there's still a little bit of something sticking out.
Yeah.
But they put bollards all the way down the sidewalks
That's right.
on the main stretches, and they have people patrolling with those, anti-knife attack
As we
things.
saw, isn't this all coming together now? We
Yeah.
showed you all the training with the horrible
Yeah,
whooping.
whatever. Woof, woof. Okay. This is now in Zhuhai, and obviously as a response to the massive amount of attacks.
Yeah.
And again, it just shows you that it's not... They keep saying it's an isolated incident. The freaking foreign ministry said it was an isolated incident, but it's okay because no foreigners were hurt. Remember?
Yes.
How
is it an isolated
Yeah.
incident when we just showed you a map of where it happened all in 1 week, every day?
Not only that, but they're doing training for kids to get away from it, and they're erecting bollards, okay?
Yeah.
And having patrols.
Yes.
If it was an isolated incident, then it's not going to happen again.
I'll tell you what.
What?
If it was an isolated incident, you wouldn't have just seen that clip of a man running over children.
Yeah, exactly. It's
you know?
ridiculous.
And the other billion times we're going to show you it happened in 1 week.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens the next time. Okay, the 22nd of November in
Remember, guys,
Yangzhou.
isolated incident.
Yeah. In Jiangsu. Let's see. We had another guy in a car drive over a bunch of pedestrians at a crosswalk. A zebra crossing. On purpose, yeah. Next, Foshan, Guangdong. Way far away. Super far away from there. On the same day. What do we have? There's people at the crosswalk. Here comes a car. Drives into them. Smack. Hits a whole bunch of people. Okay. Shangtian. This one is rough. In Shangtan. You know about Shangtan, don't you?
This is where Chairman Mao's from.
Yeah, it's pretty famous.
And ironically, the foreign ministry spokesperson, Mao Ning.
Yes.
So the person that keeps saying this is an isolated incident. Mm-hmm. It's ironic.
This also was on the 20th. So 3 of these incidents on the same day. This one is a busy morning market, where people go to buy. You can see the crowds. People are buying their stuff.
So it's a lot of people in one space.
Yeah, you go there to get your fruit and your vegetable in the morning and whatever else, your fresh food. But then, here comes
These are families.
Here comes a truck. Yeah.
27 people were hit.
Yeah.
10 of them died.
Yeah.
Officially.
Officially.
I believe the government, I don't know if this is the one, the government said, the local government and the police said that he was sick.
No, that was about this next
Oh,
one.
was the next one. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. About that guy, who knows? They'll make up some excuse. This particular...
This is not insane that this is every day.
The 25th, yeah. It is. It's every day. You see the bus in front of us?
Oh, by the way, this is only the ones caught on camera.
Yes, yeah.
Not the ones not caught on camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there were more, okay?
Yeah.
We don't have a whole day here. See the bus up there above my head? Goes through a bunch of people on the crosswalk. Yeah, it was a bad one too. I didn't show any of the aftermath. I didn't show any of the other clips. Yeah, that was a really bad one. That one, they said the driver was sick.
Isolated incident, driver is sick. What's next?
Yeah.
What's next?
Yep. This is in...
Oh, I have a cold. Let me run over 40 people.
You know what he needs to do?
Jeff, take the pills,
Seriously,
Jeff.
though, and we're trying to make light of this because
Yeah.
it's so depressing.
It's horrible.
That's not an excuse. This is a copycat attack, and it's happening every day. Clearly, it's someone doing it on purpose.
Yeah, every
right?
single time.
Gee, there's a pattern of events, and hundreds of people keep getting run over every single week
Yeah.
in our country. I wonder if there's a different excuse for every single circumstance.
Yeah, because, you could excuse away a few.
Yeah.
Anyway, next day in Lanzhou and Gansu, November 26th. Again, we have a car here. He deliberately speeds up
purpose,
and
right?
runs over pedestrians.
See how it's on purpose?
Yeah. Here as well. Bunch of people at a crosswalk. Car. Whack. Smacks them over.
This is happening every day across the entire country.
Yeah.
I just can't reiterate that enough.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And there are more. And of course, like I said, I just didn't want to show them all. And look, it's a disturbing thing. It's horrible. I hate looking this stuff up. I hate putting these compilations together. And I censored them specifically. And I didn't show the terrible clips because it's rough. Anyway, this is not something about running over here. So we get a break from that now.
But
Okay.
it's maybe worse.
Chongqing, China. You know, China's 3,000 years in the future city. Yeah. The next day on the 27th.
This is like apocalypse. That's like a horror movie.
Yeah, a building caught fire.
Whole huge building.
Yeah, you can see it here. Caught fire in the bottom, and
It went up like this.
Yeah.
And the footage is like a horror movie. The people rolling around,
Yeah.
covered in flames.
Yeah.
Trying to douse them, but it's too late.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
lots of
Yeah,
people.
you know the problem is because this kind of building doesn't have like very good fire escape or fire warnings or fire suppression system. The fire started at the bottom, so it went all the way up, and unfortunately, decimated the population of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of those ones where it's like, oh, there's no one in it. Nope. It was the opposite. It was full. Absolutely horrifying.
Yeah.
Probably not on purpose, this one, but it was very devastating.
Yeah.
And the safety in China is just so bad.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
So bad.
Now on to something a little weird.
Yes, very weird.
Okay.
Very North Korea.
So
Excuse me.
in Yunnan, and Yunnan is a province, right?
Big one.
But all over Yunnan, in many different cities, in the middle of the night, you see here, something happened.
Was that 12?
I gotta give this guy props for his tasteful wallpaper on his phone.
I hope you're being sarcastic.
I might be.
That's so awful.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh.
Anyway, the reason he's got his phone
That
out
is
there.
the tackiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, but the important thing is the time.
Yes.
The time.
Take a look. It's
Midnight.
17 minutes past midnight.
Yes.
Okay, and this is what he gets to hear.
Let's take it all in.
Yeah. This is a different city.
我操你妈闹鬼了！我操你妈的！
This guy's not happy.
Now he's like, F your mom, what kind of time is this? By the way, you're probably curious what's being said over the loudspeakers. It's quotes from Xi Jinping.
Yes.
At
But
midnight.
a woman reading.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a news presenter voice.
Yeah.
Like the tenements of like whatever socialism. It's the kind of stuff
Yeah.
that you would literally hear in Pyongyang,
Yeah.
in North Korea, actually all over North Korea, at 6:30 or 7 a.m. when they do that over the mandated loudspeakers in people's houses.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah.
Across the entire province. Mm-hmm. How insane is that? People
Yep.
were furious.
They were. Listen to him.
我你妈！我操！
That's gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
我操！这个什么鸡巴玩意儿！我操！操你妈闹鬼了个！12点钟，看突然，小区大广播开始播习近平的这个文化思想。我操！
He's basically saying, F this.
'cause
like,
at
what the
this
hell?
hour they
What
play
is this
this
time? This is a bad time. What is this Xi Jinping nonsense at this time of the morning? You know?
操他妈的，什么情况到底？
This guy's getting in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
But this had to have been a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, come on. No one's gonna be happy about that.
你妈逼比遇着外星人、遇着鬼还比怕。
Either that. I have a theory.
You can hear it a bit louder.
Yeah, I mean, it's pumping it out to the world.
Yeah, loudspeakers.
It's just straight up. It's not just that. It's just a bunch of communist propaganda.
Yeah.
And it's insane that this is pumping out to the public at midnight. And I have two theories. Either it's a mistake and it just like they're testing like the potential of being able to pump everything out to everyone at once.
Why would they pump that out?
Or number two,
Yeah.
a local official thought this would get him in good graces or something with the central government.
Yeah, to like force his
I don't
citizens
know.
to listen to Xi
I
Jinping
guess.
drivel in the middle of the night.
So dystopian.
It's terrible.
You can't avoid it.
Nope.
China's going. I mean, I can't overstate this. China's going nuts right now.
Yeah.
It's going nuts.
Yeah, this is North Korea, like you said.
Yeah. Called it. Next, they're going to force people to have babies.
Yep.
Dogs are
Yeah.
They're pissed off.
Exactly. People would be calling the restaurant and say, "You shut your livestock up." I'm sorry about that. Okay.
What's this?
So, guys, sorry. That concludes our dastardly timeline for the past week or so.
Oh, but there's plenty of show left, and there's
Oh,
plenty of
don't
horrible
worry.
things, but also hilarious.
Yes, we got good stuff. Don't worry. We have to balance things out, right? I just want to once again reiterate that we only scratched the surface in that timeline of what's been going on in China. And again, it's serious. And I want people to just, again, soak in the fact that they are teaching children how to avoid being run over by malicious vehicular murderers. That is now commonplace in China. That is now part of the curriculum. This is now what your kid's going to go learn. They're going to go on a field trip at school to learn not to be run over.
I like the background you've chosen for this little
Yeah.
diatribe.
I just wanted to say that, you know? Anyway, yeah, I guess we got to play this properly, guys, because you know what it is. You know what it is.
Don't play this.
No, but it's got to start somewhere.
Make sure it's full on.
It is. Here it comes. Yeah, lovely. What a beautiful scene. It's the Shaban Ho 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 holiday sale.
Xiaoban Ho is our Monday show where we get up to some serious shenanigans. It's a full episode every single Monday, and if you like the China show, you'll like this even more.
For the holiday season, get locked in now to get a Shaban Ho subscription for half price.
Wow, so good.
You get 4 episodes every single month right after they finish airing live, as well as access to the entire 100-plus episode backlog of your favorite Monday show.
Great. Current full-price Shaban Ho members will be upgraded to Shaban Ho Live, where you can still see Shaban Ho Live, participate in the stream, have your questions answered, and choose the next topic.
It's up to you what you want, but either way, it's the best time to get on board, and it's definitely what you want, I assure.
This is definitely what you want, I assure.
Can you go freeze frame it on the tier list?
You want the tier list?
Yeah, the tier. The patron tiers.
I'll get... wait, I wanted to see Jonty with his reindeer ears. It's too good. Current full... I just missed the great part. Anyway.
So every single Monday we have Xiaoban Ho. That's, you're watching right now. You're watching the China show. Our second show is called Xiaoban Ho. It's where we do more personal stuff, more not off the cuff. It's more crazy stuff.
Yeah, it is more personal, more interaction with the audience.
For example, I went to a Renaissance festival to go undercover as a baker.
Yes, you did.
We've done exposés on China's alcohol industry.
Yeah.
We've done all kinds of crazy stuff. We drink and we talk about things we hate. It's crazy. It's a nuts show. It's very fun.
Super fun.
It's interactive. You guys vote on the topics. And now, for a very limited time, Xiaoban Ho is accessible for half price.
Yep.
Used to be the $20 tier. It is now $10. What happens is that the people that are in the VIP tier, they'll be able to see it live. But right after it's live, it's available to all the Xiaoban Ho tier members now, which is now, again, half price.
Yeah.
That is what you see in the middle there, the Xiaoban Ho 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 holiday sale. Very limited time, probably do it during this holiday season. Make sure you get signed up and locked in. And I say locked in because when the price goes back up, you will be locked into that sale price.
Correct.
For as long as you keep your subscription. Yeah. So I would get it now. And the second best thing about this, Patreon has just opened up a function where you can gift it.
Yep.
So you can now gift memberships to our patron, to Xiaoban Ho, to your husband, your wife, your grandpa, your son, your daughter.
How do you explain that? Oh, look what I got you for Christmas, honey. A membership to watch these two dumbasses on Monday talking junk.
Guess what?
What?
Everyone that's done it so far has reached out and said that was the best thing I could have given them, and they're so excited.
Yeah, it's actually super fun.
It's actually true.
No, it is really fun, guys. We have so much fun every Monday. It's our favorite time of the week. We'd love to see you there, if you have the means, of course.
Yes, go to patreon.com.
Yes.
/ADV podcast. Support us at the Xiaoban Ho 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 holiday sale tier if you want to get access and get locked in.
Yes.
You're going to want to see it, trust me.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you like the China show, you'll like this more.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely what you want, I assure.
I assure.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Moving on. Let's get into some fun stuff. / crazy stuff.
Yes, we will.
Weird stuff.
We will, eventually.
This is quite the...
Yeah.
Slopaganda!
Yeah, we just got a short Slopaganda for you today.
What is Slopaganda?
It's where, the propaganda coming out of China falls a little short.
Yeah.
Like this, for instance, where some,
What is this account? Pamphlets?
I don't know. There's so many amplifying,
Twitter's nuts.
Yeah.
Twitter is so full of Chinese propaganda now, I'd say it's half the website.
Well, it's not only Twitter, every social media.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's gotten so much worse.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, this one says, China proves communism works. And then they put this building. One good feature about Twitter
That's
is
one good thing.
The reader's context. So readers added context. This is the Shimao Cross Strait Plaza, which was designed by U.S. architect Genzier and developed by for-profit real estate group Shinmao Group Holdings Limited for $690 million. It has a 5-star Conrad Hotel, which is part of the Hilton Worldwide.
So it wasn't made by the Chinese government.
No, it's not communist.
It was made by an American.
Yeah, an American architect.
It was for profit.
Yes, for this real estate group.
And it has an exclusive hotel only for rich people.
Yes.
There are 4 key features of these buildings which prove that has nothing to do with communism. In fact, it's the opposite.
It's capitalism.
It's the enemy.
So it should say China proves capitalism works.
Capitalism works by
crony capitalism.
China proves that capitalism works when using outside talent.
Yes, exactly. It's very easy to poke holes in these because they always show these buildings and stuff and pretend that it's communism that did this, but it's not at all because all of the real estate in China is based off investment and selling to people
International
and
trade
making
did
profits.
this. Yeah.
Yes. It's got nothing to do with communism. You want to see what a communist building looks like in real life, it's a horrible concrete block.
Yeah. This, in fact, the fact
you
that
still have to buy it.
that they made the lights, the hammer and sickle on these buildings is embarrassing. It's actually super embarrassing because it's the opposite.
Yeah, that would definitely have been because of the anniversary of the Communist Party. They probably put it up as part of the
It's just
festivities.
embarrassing, though. It's wrong.
Yeah, but because they've got the real estate to put it up, it's like a billboard.
Yeah.
You can put something on the billboard. Doesn't mean the billboard, stands for that.
You're true.
It's not the billboard's problem.
True.
So anyway, just again, it's very easy to poke holes in this kind of slopaganda. What else do we have under slopaganda today?
We have this.
Ah, yes. You may have seen this by now, but there's a Netflix show called Arcane.
It's about League of Legends,
based
right?
on League of Legends, which
I'm
is...
sorry, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like
there's a lot of fans out there. I
feel like it's weak source material.
You make a show out of that. It's like a MOBA, right?
Well, think about this. They made a movie of Angry Birds.
This is very... You are true.
You know what I mean?
You are true.
I think that's worse.
Yes, you're
I think
absolutely.
there's less story in that, okay?
Anyway, people are going to get down on us. We support you. If you like it, it's great. It got great reviews, by the way.
This show? Yeah.
Not something I'd watch, but it's okay. Now, it's funny because there is no way this wouldn't make it to the Chinese market.
Yeah, because League of Legends...
It's huge.
China's the reason League of Legends is still relevant, I think.
They bought it, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tencent bought it. Anyway, why we're showing this to you is that the version of this show broadcast in China has been altered. Okay? I'll get us out of here for a second so you can see. Okay?
What's missing?
Well, I guess what's missing here is the
other woman?
The sort of gay overtones, undertones. Would it be undertones?
Here's the deal.
I don't know the show. Are they?
That's what I wanted to posit here.
Yeah.
I don't know it, right?
Yeah.
But China, what they did was remove one of the females from this conversation in this scene, right?
Yes.
We don't know.
Well, I mean, it's
that it's gay.
I'm guessing from what you see that they're probably like romantically involved.
Maybe. Again, maybe, but I don't know that.
Yeah. I think it's kind of weird that she's like air pillowing here.
That's what's so funny is that they took one person out of this. They have both people, but they take one of them out of the scene. By the way, this is what I want to get at. This sort of like fraternity with men and women in China is not considered gay.
It's kind of normal. You'll see men walking holding hands.
You will. And you'll see women, and very like, I don't know, so much
very
more touchy-feely.
Very touchy-feely. I mean, just like this, how are you going to just going to pretend like there's an air shoulder?
I just love the chabuduo, like the half-assed censor they did. Because
Yeah.
again, China is very against LGBT stuff, right?
Oh, big
and
time.
before anybody out there says, like, if you're on that side or that side, it doesn't matter. Before you say, like, China-based, you can't have your cake and eat it, too.
Yeah.
Because China will censor everything that you also support.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just things that you're against.
They will take out the good stuff, too.
They'll take it, and not just the show, anything.
They changed the ending of Fight Club.
You can't.
They censored out.
Yeah. Before you say based, by the way, if you're religious, then you're definitely not going to say China-based if you know what they do to religious people, right? So you can't have your cake and eat it too. China is a full-on censored country.
They censor out the cool stuff as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just to show you the double standards, right? And I also don't like the fact that the world still capitulates to their BS. You know what I mean? Like, that's clearly two different scenes over there.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's watched the series and can add some context for us because I haven't watched it. But it's how does this work?
It just doesn't make sense.
Okay, I'm gonna get us out of here for a second. Okay, so you can see from here they're having a conversation, all right, and then she leans over to like lean on the shoulder, but then it's like she leans onto air. Like, what's going on here? She's like talking, and then it's like,
I like how she can't even talk to her. It doesn't make sense.
No.
That's actually the be all and all. Let's not even talk about the like
why not
morality
just cut
or
the
issue.
scene? Why not just
scene
cut the
doesn't
whole
make
scene?
sense,
Why
yes.
you got to alter it? You know, altered
It just
reality
doesn't-
over
this
here.
doesn't make sense.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. That is just something that, you know, people are talking about because it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, we'll move on.
We don't need to play the whole thing.
Yeah, we don't need to play the whole thing. You're absolutely right.
But you seem
It'd be
to
kind of stupid if we played the whole thing.
seem to be doing that.
Yeah. Those scenes look the same.
Yeah, I guess. Is there anything missing from there? It's like
Just
a
like
Where's
spot the
Waldo?
difference,
Spot the
you know?
difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's what it is.
Oh, wait. Was there something there?
No, it doesn't look
No.
like it.
No.
An airship.
No. They
Okay,
didn't.
we good. We good.
That part's the same.
Okay.
Don't know why that was included in this little compilation. Anyway, time
Beyond the
to,
Great Firewall.
Move to Beyond the Great Firewall, everybody. What's going on here?
Beyond the Great Firewall is where we take you into the Chinese internet, usually with Chinese language stuff that you probably wouldn't understand. We translate it and we tell you what's going on.
This is hilarious.
This is very funny. You have to speak Chinese to think it's funny, so we're going to explain it to you.
Yes.
It's super funny if you speak Chinese.
If you speak Chinese, and that's why we just wanted to share it with you.
Yes, I will break it down. I think because you can learn something.
Shall we play it first uninterrupted and then break it down?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, we're going to play this for you. I mean, maybe you guys can guess, but we'll show you. Okay.
导航，去浙江温州，
你是一个人去吗？
是一个人，
11个人这么多做不了
不是11个人，而是一个人，
，21个人更加坐不下了。
不是21个人，71个人，
71个人就更加坐不下了。
不是71个人，
那是多少人
就是一个人，
？91个人，我的天呀！你疯了啊！
不是91个人，那个250是一个人，
251个更加没办法坐得下。
不是251个人啊！耶，怎么听不懂人的话呢？
讲普通话，
我讲的是普通话，
请讲普通话，谢谢。
我讲的是普通话，
请讲普通话，谢谢。
老子讲的是普通话。
请讲普通话，
我讲的是普通话，
别讲苗语。
对不起。
It's the... Okay. Whoa. Before we have a
back,
repeat,
back,
you know,
back,
what's
back.
going on
We
here?
have to explain this. One of the subtitles is wrong. But
Now, this is all about accents, guys. Okay.
Yes, this is probably a Wenzhou accent. So he goes to the GPS and he says, I want to go to Wenzhou and Zhejiang, right? And the woman on the GPS says, how many people are going? I guess probably whether or not you could use carpool lanes and stuff,
Yeah,
right? So she asks,
你是一个人去
are you
吗？
going alone? Get us out of there, dude. Otherwise,
Yeah.
people aren't going to be able to read it.
Okay.
He says, yes, just one person, right?
Yeah. 是
But he uses the word 是,
是
which
11个人
means is,
It's
right?
correct.
But it also sounds like 10.
Yes.
So if you add 10 plus 1, it now
11.
becomes 11.
Exactly. So it just sounds like you're saying 11 people.
11个人这么多坐不了。
So the GPS
不是
says
11个人。
11 people won't fit.
Yeah.
He says it's not 11 people.
而是一个人，
He says, but just one person. So he says, 20一个人, which means but just one person.
Yeah, exactly.
But 20 sounds
20.
like 20. So now it sounds like he's put 21 people into
Yeah.
it.
So she's like 21 people want
个
food.
人更加坐不下了。
不是21个
This is
人，
not 21 people.
71个人。
Actually, just one person, 71个人. But 70, which means
70 means
actually, but it also sounds like 70.
71.
So now it's 71 people.
71, yeah, 70.
71个人就更加坐不
71
下
people
了。
definitely won't.
不是71个人，
Not 71 people.
那是多少
And
人？
how many is it?
91个人。
90 means it's only.
Yeah, it's only one person, but it also sounds like
90.
90. So 91.
91个人, yeah. Okay. So she's like,
91个人，我的天呀！
She says,
你
my
疯了
heavens,
啊
are you crazy? 91 people?
不是91个
This is
人，
not 91
你
people.
个白虎是
yeah. Niga by Arbaiwul. Arbaiwul is slang for idiot.
Yes, but it also is 250.
Yeah,
It's a weird thing.
It's, yeah, like Arbaiwul, Samba,
Yeah,
Joba,
yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. It's weird. It's like numbers used to
Become
say people
words.
are idiots.
So she's calling her an idiot by saying you're 250,
yeah.
right? Because that's what you say.
Yeah, yeah. Nisha Arbaiwul ma, Nisha ga Arbaiwul. So that means you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But that also is 250.
It says, you idiot, you 250. It's one person.
Yeah.
一个人。
251个
It will
更
be
加没
impossible
办
to seat 251 people. She thinks he's saying there's 251 people.
Yeah, exactly.
法坐得下。
不是251个人啊！
Not 251 people.
怎么听
Here,
不懂
this
人的话
subtitle's
呢？
wrong. He says,
It says Shuo Ren Hua.
yeah, speakers. We've always wanted to talk about
Yeah,
this.
Shuo Ren Hua.
Ren Hua. Ren means person or
Yeah.
human.
Yes.
And then Hua means language.
So speak human language.
If me and Winston will walk around China, oftentimes people get frustrated if we're speaking English to each other.
Yes, yes.
They'll hear it and they'll say, walk up to us and they'll say, speak human language.
Yeah, 说人话.
That, human language, by the way, in China means Chinese.
Yes. it
They
does.
don't say speak Chinese, they say speak human language. And people would actually get mad.
Yeah, they would.
We're like, dude.
Yeah,
And then we'd
说人
speak
话.
Chinese to them and they'd calm down.
Yeah.
But like, would you get mad at someone for speaking their native language with their friend in your
Probably
country?
not.
No, you wouldn't walk up to them and say, speak like a human.
No, you wouldn't say. I know you will get people like, hey, this is whatever
Whatever.
country.
Well, they
Speak.
can go to hell. I
Yeah,
don't
for
care
sure.
about that.
But it's like, you don't say speak human language.
No, that's even worse, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, he says speak human language.
But
and
he's
then-
saying 普通话.
yeah,
Because he's obviously got
his
his
accent.
accent.
讲
Yeah.
普通话，
我讲的是普通话。
请讲普通话，谢谢。
She's trying to get him to speak
Yeah.
Chinese.
And he's like, I am speaking
I am
Mandarin.
speaking Mandarin.
讲的是普通话，
请讲普通话，谢谢。
老子讲的是普通话。
请讲普通话，
我讲的是普通话。
别讲鸟语。
Don't speak bird language.
That's another thing people will say if they don't
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. They'll say you're speaking bird language. Usually means either a local dialect or another language.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just like, don't speak bird language.
对不起了。
It's the It's like, I'm not going, oh, guess what? Remember, last time we told you there's this thing about repetition.
Yes.
If you repeat something often enough, people will remember it. So
What if
we've
this
got,
one's a little different?
yeah, this one's a little different. You're right, it is different. Jaban Ho 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 Holiday Sale.
Xiaoban Ho is our Monday show where we get up to some serious shenanigans. It's a full episode every single Monday, and if you like the China show, you'll like this even more.
For the holiday season, get locked in now to get a Shaban Ho subscription for half price.
Wow, so good.
You get 4 episodes every single month right after they finish airing live, as well as access to the entire 100-plus episode backlog of your favorite Monday show.
Great. Current full price Shaban Ho members will be upgraded to Shaban Ho Live, where you can still see Shaban Ho Live, participate in the stream, have your questions answered, and choose the next topic.
It's up to you what you want, but either way, it's the best time to get on board, and it's definitely what you want, I assure.
This is definitely what you want, I assure.
Yeah. So we're back.
Beautiful.
Beautiful black screen behind us.
Moving on to worldview.
Ah, yes, it's time. Worldview, where we talk about everything in the world, specifically with regards to China.
Yes, and we are going to immediately discuss this, which has been a very weird and hilarious event.
Yes.
Do you guys know the brand Uniqlo? You probably don't, right? You probably don't. There's
It's
very
kind
few
of weird
them.
because, you know, when you're so used to something,
I
you
know.
expect everybody will know Uniqlo.
Yeah, but they just won't, right? It's a Japanese clothing brand. I believe it's in New York City, but it's not ubiquitous around America.
Do you
right?
guys, ask the audience, do you
Sure.
know Uniqlo? I'm curious.
Okay, we'll poll.
Yeah, do you know
This
Uniqlo?
is good like market research for them.
Yeah, but that's not why we're doing
not
it.
doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just. I honestly thought it was something most people knew about.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like it's not really a clothing brand that most people would know about. But maybe they do.
Yeah, maybe they do. We'll see.
We'll let it populate.
Yeah. So anyway, when I was in China, same with you, is when you want to get like reasonable clothes, I would usually either go to H&M or Uniqlo.
That's right.
You know, when you've got some money, when you're not like peasanting around, as so to speak,
True.
when you're getting started and getting on your feet and you can't afford anything and
That's very funny. It's
what?
half and half.
That's half and half.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So basically, if you're looking for quality at a reasonable price, you would go to Uniqlo and H&M.
It's cheap and it's good.
Yeah. It's still more expensive than, you know, if you go buy something from Dongmen or something.
Yeah, but I mean, like by Western standards, it's a discount store.
Yeah. I'm just, but in China, it's not.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like
it's mid or mid-high.
It's kind of like almost like middle class. It's middle to upper.
Yeah.
middle upper class.
In between
like,
middle and upper.
Because you know you'll see somebody walking around in random like fashion, but then if someone's walking around with an H&M bag or Uniqlo,
Sure.
you know, like they're
A little
at least,
higher.
Yeah, they're well to do.
Yeah.
You know, they're decent. So anyway, so
They're indecent. Hopefully
I mean,
not.
they're decent. You know, they got a decent income. That's what I
Yes.
wanted to say. So Uniqlo, you can count on the quality being pretty good. You get good jeans, you get decent, jackets, things like that.
Yeah, I used to do it all the time.
So anyway, what's going on with Uniqlo?
So right now, well, let's look at the clip. There are people currently destroying Uniqlo clothes. Would
Yeah.
you be surprised if there was a massive outrage protest in China over a certain brand? I wouldn't, because they did this with H&M a few years ago. I did a whole video on it.
Yeah.
This guy could be taking the piss.
I feel like he's taking the piss. He's
anyway.
like throwing all his Uniqlo clothes out of his closet.
There is legitimate outrage
Yeah.
around China where people are burning their stuff and
Usual thing.
throwing it out and boycotting Uniqlo. Why do you think that is? Well, it's going to have to do with what is being used to make the clothes, right? So you guys know that Uyghur forced labor is being used to make clothing and products, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of brands came under fire. They're like, if you're going to be doing business in the world, you better not be using forced labor cotton, right?
Yeah.
So H&M and Uniqlo was like, no, we're not going to do that. Right?
Yeah,
we're not
for
going to
sure.
use forced labor cotton. But it's funny because they saved their reputation abroad, but they destroyed their reputation in China.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh, Chinese people were told by the government that, no, you have to use forced labor cotton. It's the best cotton in the world. Don't you dare stop using our forced labor cotton.
Correct.
They're proud of it, right?
Yeah, so as you can see, Uniqlo criticized in China after BBC report of CEO Xinjiang's comments. And let's see what happened. Because we've got a little clip, right?
You didn't confirm nor deny that back in 2021. Can you clarify if there's any cotton from Xinjiang in Uniqlo products?
No, we're not using cotton from Xinjiang. You know, by mentioning which cotton we're using. Actually, it gets too political if I say any more. So let's stop here.
Uniqlo is a Japanese brand.
Yes.
So they don't use forced labor cotton from Xinjiang.
No.
They have to abide by those laws, right? And the rules that have been set up to stop using slave labor from where a genocide is happening in China. But then you blow up your relationship in China.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no, we have to use forced labor. Don't you dare betray us.
Exactly.
It's so bad.
Terrible.
So
Because, the thing is, people can debate all they want about the situation in Xinjiang. What is absolutely undeniable is that they've taken a huge portion of the population and put them in these like re-education
yes,
camps.
that's what they are.
And part of this is doing forced labor. They're not getting paid to pick cotton and to, do clothing stuff or whatever. They're getting forced to do this. So for the Chinese government, it's a win-win situation. You got free labor, which you can export everywhere.
A great update for this is Volkswagen had to pull their plants out of Xinjiang.
Finally. Yeah.
Finally. They were pretty much like the last final frontier, no pun intended, that was holding out in this place where a genocide and forced labor is happening.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if it's a question of this happening,
you
even if it's not,
stop.
you shouldn't be meddling.
No.
You know what I mean? If people are like, listen, there's real bad stuff going on here, the government's covering it up, you're like,
It's already bad enough to be doing in business in China in 2024, knowing what we know now, right? And then you do it in that province where forced labor is getting, being questioned. Come on.
Yeah, it's a bit
But anyway,
much.
because of same topic, by the way, Volkswagen finally shut down their plant in
exactly.
Xinjiang. It was so big that the
新疆地
Ministry
区
of
的
Foreign
棉
Affairs had to make a statement, and they always say this.
Cotton from the Xinjiang region is among the best in the world.
花是世界上最好的棉花之一。我们
Is it
希望
though?
有关企业
Yeah.
I think it's just because that's where you grow cotton in China.
Yes.
It's not because it's good.
We hope the relevant company will overcome political pressure and malign disruption. How is it malign disruption to care about human rights? You know?
Yeah, isn't that hilarious? Like you're bad. According to the Chinese government, you're the bad guy if you're against forced labor.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I'm not gaslighting. That's actually
That's
like
what they're
it
saying.
is.
Yeah.
能够排除政治压力和不良干扰，独立自主。
And independently make business decisions that serve its own interest. So they're like, don't listen to those human rights people.
It's very malign
You know?
to not support slavery.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's
what
like
they're saying.
it's like don't listen to the human rights people and all the reports that have come out and all the like actual proof and all this kind of stuff. Rather, just independently make business decisions that serve your own interests.
Yes.
And that's China in a nutshell.
My favorite thing.
Damn the environment, damn everything. Make business interest decisions.
My favorite thing in the world is when they tried to cover this up, and I've done this multiple times on my
Yeah.
channel. They'll go and like say, okay, we got to find a bunch of Uyghurs. They'll go pin them in their house or somewhere, and then force a camera in their face, and they're like sweating and they're super nervous, and they're like, "Stay out of our affairs. We are not in forced labor. Please don't ask questions."
Yeah, exactly.
Like 1,000 times over. And I found this trend of videos everywhere, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is wild.
Then they send the shills in and get a bunch of Uyghurs dancing around in
Imagine the
costume.
the lack of morals you have to go to Xinjiang right now. Knowing what we know now, after the tribunals, after the police hacks, after everything we know now,
Yeah.
after the international recognition of this
Yes.
as a big problem, to go there, spending money, and then going around with a Chinese minder saying, look, there's no genocide here.
Oh, look at this tourist area.
this is fine.
I can eat street food, therefore...
You gotta be
Yeah.
insane.
I know. It ticks me off so much. We've made multiple videos about that. Everybody knows just how disgusting these internet influencers and celebrities and stuff who go to Xinjiang to do these promotional fluff pieces. Everybody knows how disgusting they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's so
You don't go to Auschwitz during the
No.
concentration camp when, you've got to concentrate. You don't go to the town nearby and say, look how great the beer is. And
You should come here.
Yeah, you should definitely come here. It's such a good tourist destination
Don't
while there are
listen to those
concentration
lies.
camps.
Don't listen
yeah.
to those
Yeah,
lies,
you don't
right?
do that, right?
No, the point I was trying to make is that there was definitive proof on Chinese government websites that were government-run websites where you could buy Uyghur labor.
Yes.
And they said how much they cost, how like what they'll do. Are they good for labor or for performances? And there were websites set up for that. They all
Correct.
wiped them out.
I mean,
obviously, but
we know it's real. But yeah, this is the typical response of the Chinese government. It's pretty dastardly.
做出符合自身利益的商业决策。
Right. So, what's going on with this? Russia and China stage a nuclear bomber exercise in the Sea of Japan.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that just nice?
Yeah,
I think we're looking at a new axis here, guys.
Central axis?
Central axis.
Yeah,
I think we
Beijing
are.
central axis.
So there's just some maps here.
Okay.
Just a quick thing. You don't want to see nuclear bomber exercises with two allied nations now that are against like the rest of the world.
Sure.
That's kind of not chill. But look at how close they're getting. They actually did them not only in prior in Taiwan territory, but now in South Korean territory.
Yeah.
And they're doing this as an affront to the Western powers, basically / South Korea.
They're just poking the hornet's nest.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not cool.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
They want the bee to sting them with the hornet, and then they can say like, "Oh, you stung me, so now I'm
did
just
it
going to
first."
burn your nest."
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
Anyway, they're scrambled, as you would. Just a quick update. Russia
Somebody
has
needs to scramble them like eggs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
not literally.
Yeah, because
Russia-
it's going to be kind of hard.
It would.
You go after a
You have to
nuclear
become-
bomber with the little, whatever you call that, an egg beater, and you're like, I'm going to scramble you. I don't think it works.
Don't try that at home. Next time you see a nuclear war.
Exactly.
Russia has the biggest nuclear arsenal, followed by the United States. And I wanted to point out that this China one is hilariously underrepresented because they are currently just exploding their inventory.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
literally exploding.
No.
They're building
They've been building it
much.
for a very long time.
And this is
yeah,
still the old
covertly.
stat.
Just like all the numbers coming out of China, you can't trust them. They're nonsense. They're not up to date.
Nope.
There's no transparency.
Nope.
You will never know what their real GDP is.
Nope.
It could be like -10, and they'll say, oh, it's +11.
5.6.
Yeah, whatever. It's just the way it is. And then you have to take them at face value.
Yep.
Mm.
Not cool.
Not cool at all. What's this?
This was fascinating. Definitely go
Yes.
check it out. I put the link down below. We won't go too into it.
Yeah, but we got to talk about
We will.
this.
I just don't want to go super in depth
This
because I want
really
you
makes me
guys to
mad.
read about it.
This makes me mad.
$86 million, about $86 million went to charities, basically.
Yeah, panda conservation.
Conservation. All over America. Right?
Yeah.
So Americans were donating, governments were donating, Fish and Game was donating, right? They were all part of this program to conserve pandas, right?
Yeah, I mean, and it's a noble cause. You see a leaflet in your mailbox or something, and it says, "Help conserve the pandas in China." You know, their habitats need to be protected, etc., etc. And any good person with a good heart would think that's a good cause. I'll donate a couple dollars to this.
Yeah.
You know, the freaking World Wildlife Fund has a panda as its logo.
Right.
So in your mind,
It's
you're
all ingrained,
subliminally
right?
like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help the pandas.
Yeah.
Where do you think that money went?
So props to New York Times because what they did was figure out, because no one was doing this. No one was doing accountability for like China stuff.
Yeah.
The quotes from these guys, the people that were working in this industry was, we had to do this stuff to get the money and everything and get the money over there. In order to keep the pandas, we weren't allowed to ask questions. We
So
weren't
it's like
allowed
from
to
the
find
zoos
out.
and stuff,
Yeah,
because zoos
all
were
over the
helping.
zoos in America and everything. We weren't allowed to dig in. Like some people did want to hold accountability. They wanted to be like, where is this money actually going? What is it building? We want to tell our customers potentially like what this money went
they
to.
invested,
Right?
the people that gave charity.
Yes,
the
they gave
donors.
charity. 86 million, whatever, tens
Yeah.
of millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
So New York Times did a huge investigation and traced it all down, and because no one else was doing it.
Yeah.
Right. Props to them and props to these journalists because they managed to figure out that this money most likely went to the roads, buildings, real estate, and just this
Apartments.
Disneyland, basically, of, not actually Disneyland, but
A panda Disneyland.
a panda Disneyland.
A tourist attraction.
Not to help the pandas.
No.
But to actually make money.
Yeah.
They actually funded a Chinese government state project full of buildings, apartments, infrastructure, and roads.
Yes.
Not the pandas. So
No.
they built, with American tourist dollars, a fun state
Not American
project.
tourists, American donor,
charity dollars.
Charity dollars, yeah.
And big organization dollars here in America built a Chinese facility for people to go spend money for them to make more money.
Yeah. So basically like a Disneyland for pandas.
You
yeah.
paid the Chinese government.
Yeah, you gave money to the Chinese government to build a little city with its high-rise buildings and stuff where people go and they stay there in the hotels and they go see the pandas and they pay entrance fees and stuff. That's what they paid for.
Yep.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, it's worth reading.
Yeah.
Really good article.
Yeah.
And obviously we barely even got into detail. It's very detailed. It's very long.
Yeah,
Check it out.
It annoys me because so much of this investment into China, whatever it is a lie. You know, you're investing in Asia emerging markets in your 401k, and what it's doing is it's going to missile research in the PLA.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
For
you're
real.
and you're thinking, I'm helping a developing nation. It's not a developing nation. It has a space program.
Yeah.
Okay, they are imperialized, doing their thing, conquering Africa through colonialism.
They're hacking Americans.
Yeah, it's like, stop.
What are you doing?
There's no accountability. You can guarantee that every cent that goes into Timu or whatever is going to end up helping the Chinese government's military.
In some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. So, it's not cool.
Yeah.
It's not cool. Just stop.
Stop investing in China.
Just stop.
Just quit it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know, though. I think that's the whole point.
Invest in your local, mom and pop thing or your local corporation, because corporations are awesome.
If they're not, tied to the Chinese government.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. This is super sad.
I could be sarcastic, but I could not be.
You could not be.
Yes.
Very interesting perspective you got going on there.
Yeah.
This guy, Dong was his name. He was a journalist, super nice guy, very respected too. Okay.
Yeah.
He was arrested while he was having lunch with a Japanese diplomat the day after the Winter Olympics ended in Beijing in 2022.
Yeah.
It was a restaurant where he had often met with foreign friends.
Yes.
The diplomat was also detained and then released several hours later amid protests from the Japanese government because they obviously.
Yeah, it's like you don't arrest one of our diplomats.
Yes, he's Chinese, but yeah.
Yeah, no, the Japanese, they're like, don't arrest our diplomat.
Yeah, our diplomat, exactly. Dong met regularly with other journalists and foreign diplomats as part of his job.
That's his
so
job.
It's a Chinese journalist. He's a very respected journalist, very normal guy.
Yeah.
Right? His family said in a statement, according to the court judgment, that 2 other Japanese diplomats Dong met were named as agents of an espionage organization, which is the Japanese embassy.
Okay, so the Japanese embassy.
So he did journalist work,
Yeah.
which is his job is to talk to diplomats, by the way, in embassies.
Mm-hmm.
And so his family said in a statement that he was meeting with spies. By the way, I don't think his family legitimately came up with this.
No, his family's just reporting what
coerced.
the Chinese government arrested him for.
I think they were coerced.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You're saying that.
Yeah, because they're releasing the statement saying, look, this is why he was arrested.
Correct. So this is a quote. You are true. We are shocked that the Chinese authorities would blatantly deem a foreign embassy an espionage organization, said his family's statement.
Yeah.
Today's verdict is a grave injustice not only for Yu and his family, but also to every free-thinking Chinese journalist and every ordinary Chinese committed to a friendly engagement with the world. Again, if you are doing the right thing in China, you're doing your normal job, you could be hit.
It's horrible because who's to say, who you can talk to and who you can't?
Yeah.
You're a journalist, so now you go and interview a Canadian, and next minute Huawei gets you arrested.
Correct. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's like you don't know what the government's mad at that moment.
No, you don't.
This is why it's so important. You never say China-based whenever they do something random that you might agree with.
Yeah.
It's not based to completely run a country without rule of law.
Yeah, China debased.
Yeah, China debased.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
China is not a place where anything makes sense because it's whatever the leadership thinks. You don't know. You never know.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's terrible, yeah. Alrighty, so what's going on? Hopefully things work out for that guy, but I doubt it. Everyone gets disappeared and they'll stay in custody in this horrible prison for like years before they're even charged.
Yeah.
You know?
So remember last episode we told you guys we'd give you an update. What happened was you can give them TLDR of what happened last.
Well, I mean they've been investigating this, and this.
Well, what is it?
Well, this Yipeng 3, which is supposedly like a transport ship, container ship thing. It's suspected of severing 2 undersea cables. But the more people are investigating, the more it looks like it was 100% deliberate because they turned their transponder off during the time that they dragged their anchor for like 100 plus miles and severed 2 cables.
Right.
So why would you turn off your transponder just during the time that you're doing the bad deed?
So they were actually managed to pinpoint the fact that the area where the cables were severed at the exact same time as when the Yipeng 3 went.
Yeah, no, it's 100% that ship did it.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's the behavior, and everybody knows what a transponder is, right? It's mandatory. All boats and ships are supposed to have it on, and it basically just broadcasts the location of where the ship is all the time. It's like a tracker.
Yeah.
And you can keep track of it, but you can switch that off, and then suddenly you're not on the map anymore.
Yes.
So why would you go dark at the point where you're severing the cables?
Yes.
Other than the fact that you're doing something bad and you don't want people to know that you're there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sweden has formally asked China to cooperate with an investigation into the damage of the 2 cables in the Baltic Sea after a Chinese ship was linked to the incidents. The cables, one linking Sweden to Lithuania and the other between Finland and Germany, were damaged in Swedish territorial waters in the Baltic Sea on November 17th and 18th. The Chinese ship Yipeng 3 is believed to have been in the area at the time and since has been anchored in international waters off of Denmark. Beijing has denied any involvement in sabotage and on Friday said it was willing to work with Sweden and other countries to find out what happened. Yipeng 3 left the Russian port of Ust-Lug in west of St. Petersburg on November 15th. Early on November 17th, the R-Lion cable between Swedish island of Gotland and Lithuania was damaged. The following day, the Sea Line 1 cable between the Finnish capital Helsinki and the German port of Rostock was severed. Data from the ship tracking websites suggests that Yipeng 3 sailed over the cables around the time that each was cut. So, of course, it was that. It'd be interesting to see, because the initial denial from Beijing was par for the course. But to say that they're now going to cooperate, I wonder what that means.
Yeah, what does that mean? Who knows?
I think they'll be like, okay, they'll probably, just speculation, they'll probably find it was somewhat deliberate during the investigation, and then China will be like, well, we didn't have them do it.
Yeah, it's like, was the captain decided or something? Yeah, the thing is, this whole transponder thing, the illegal fishing fleets that go and destroy the fish stocks around like South America and Africa and the Galapagos and stuff. If you watch the actual transponder feeds, they turn their transponders off at night, then they go into the forbidden waters, like the protected waters, and fish all night, and then they like turn the transponder back on in the morning. I really think that should be an admission of guilt.
I know, right?
Any ship that's transponder goes dark for any period of time should be scrapped.
Especially during
just scrap it, just sink it.
Especially during the time where the thing happened.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Scrap it.
It's like we made the joke last time. We were showing you dumb YouTube videos of people that have anchor alarms.
It's so easy.
Of course you know your anchor's down, you drag for hundreds of miles.
Yes.
Guys, come on. It's the size of a house.
Yeah, exactly. It's dumb. You can't deny it. China, come on. Okay, what do we got next? Oh, another one. Wait, we should be doing this in Yamcha, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we can do it in Yamcha.
Okay, so we're going to move on to Yamcha, guys. Sorry. This is our Q&A section where we answer your questions, you question our answers. And for those of you who are not watching live and not watching over the weekend, we bid you adieu. It's time to loosen the tie, stay awesome. But for the rest of us, let's get stuck in. Let's
do it.
We'll throw, don't worry, we'll throw that.
We'll throw it in later.
Shaban ho ho ho. But don't worry, we're going to have to wait a little bit for that one.
That's true. All right, let us have a look at what kind of wonderful, wonderful things we're talking about today.
Yes, please.
Too loud without good reason. I'm sorry about that, Ed. Oh, interesting.
What?
No, it's just our